All right, guys, welcome to Father Time's channel. If you guys wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, that'll be great. Trying to grow the channel just for fun. It's my retirement gig. Retired 36-year American Airlines captain. Booting up Microsoft Flight Simulator. The reason you're seeing this, and I know it's boring, is because it's an FSiPanel profile. Let me open that up. This is what I did before you arrived. It's you got to do this before you ever boot up the program. So let me show you what I did. We're going to fly an A300-600. You can see right now there's no aircraft in there. FSiPanel 2020 for Microsoft Flight Simulator, $50 program. Train like a pro. It's really cool. You can do pattern work. You can do scenarios. You can do scenarios where you get to choose what your options are. In other words, oh, we'll take this or take that. It's really cool. The guy named JP runs this and is the developer. He's an airline pilot for Middle East Airline and captain, and does a great job. Very responsive. He'll talk to you, and if you do a good video, he'll actually publish it along with the scenario. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you don't know anything about this setup, so this is under the options tab. License tab, troubleshooting is really nothing. Sim Connect, net frames, no. So this is where you start. Options. I'm going to go statute miles pounds. I operate out of the U.S. Otherwise, you can go meters and kilograms. If you want a position for pattern work, JP has videos on the FSiPanel 2020 website. They have a great Discord as well. So do I. So please join the Discord. A real healthy group of guys over there. Some learning to fly, some transitioning from being an engineer or something over to being a pilot. And for professionally, other guys, old guys like me, retired guys, lots of words of wisdom over there, lots of help to be had. Anyway, you can define what is a left downwind. Well, you can set it up. You can say, I want my downwind to be 8 miles wide, or 2 miles wide, or 3,000 feet above base lake. Same thing, short final, I want it 4 miles, 10 miles. And you can see the database. We're good. Today is March 11th, my daughter-in-law's birthday. Got to give her a call. And it's presently coming up on 6 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Cockpit flows. This is cool. So you can actually have, and I'll show it to you as we get going, the co-pilot do some things for you. You can have them change frequencies, run after landing checklists, or cockpit flows do before start, after start. So it's a two-person airplane. This profile, I did it in the Super 80 the other day. Yikes, it's a lot, especially doing it at once. So I go select button. Do you want to set a keyboard keys combination instead of a joystick? No, I would rather do a joystick. So I'm going to say no, and now I'm going to go to my, where do I want this? I want it to be the trigger on my nose wheel steering, which is my hostage stick. Click it. When everyone lights up, you click it. Up, number one, click it. And that's it. Once you've done, and that's it. So we got the button number one on the hostage stick is now my cockpit flow. I'll show you more about that later. Take a look at this. This tells you how bad your landing was after you land. Look at these. Mad Dog PMD G73 fleet, fly-by-wire in Phoenix, especially the Phoenix. These three, which I've been flying around in the Mad Dog, by the way, I have 5,000 hours in this airplane, a couple of thousand in the Mad Dog, 21,000 total. Air Force Academy, 36 years with the airline, retired back in September of this 2023. But today we're going to go all the way over to scenario, and you're going to, first time you ever sign in, you're going to see this. Nothing. Auto-tune next frequency on COM1 standby. So they give you a frequency change from ATC. It auto-tunes it, or the co-pilot gets it for you. Yes, please. Anything to help me, baby. Push to talk enabled, just like VATSIM. Yep, we better do that. So select the button. Click it. I'll use my Boeing yoke. I'm going to click my mic button. Whatever one lights up, you click it. Now it's the Boeing yoke button number one. Say again button. That comes in handy. I recommend it. You can say again in the aircraft all the time, right? So select the button. I'm going to use the F2 key on my hostage stick. Whatever lights up. Number two lit up. Click it. Now you've got your push to talk button and your say again button. Audio setup for ATC. Only text. Don't know why you do that. Only voice. I know why you do that. More submersion. Immersion. Submersion's not good. Only voice. I'm going to do voice and text. I think it helps read things, helps with the scenario here. Obviously, only voice would be more realistic, and you can use your say again if you missed it. But I'm going to do voice and text for today. Open Scenario Manager. Remember, this was all done before we signed on. So you see the Phoenix PMDG and the Mad Dog, they have, you can actually load the whole flight plan, the glare shield control panel, everything with these really three fleet types. Phoenix A320, PMDG 73 fleet, and the Mad Dog MD-82 under certain conditions. We're going to go generic though. Generic aircraft, and I'm going to fly. See the level of difficulty? I'm going to go down to St. Martin, which is TNCM. You're going to see it's already highlighted though. TNCM, and we do that's Air Transit Flight 894, moderate difficulty. Like this one up here is beginner Air Transit. I think this is actually, maybe it's me, I think it's more like a 3. I've flown these ones in green. I've already downloaded, and download the scenario. I've already done it. You just click it and it downloads it. It's added to my the weather preset is installed, and the scenario is added to my bag. Okay, cool. Anyway, that's that one. And the real cool thing is you can do this scenarios. I'm sorry guys, I should have left that up there, because open scenario manager, list of this. Let me do this one more time. And when you go to the TNCM, where is it again? I want to show you one more thing before we scamper on over to the next one. TNCM, the sim brief flight plan. Get your flight plan here, and there's a reason. You've got to be, I'm going to bring this over where you can see it. Generate flight. This is Air Transit Flight 894. We're going to put in the aircraft type. I'm going to use the A300-600. One of my favorite airplanes when the days were. I'm going to use the passenger version. I'll show you why in a minute. And any builds, fuel burn program. We need to be on runway 10 and runway 12. Runway 10, runway 12. So that's why you use it. And this generates the flight plan that JP, the FSiPanel guys, will be using for their communications. So you got to match that up. And there it is. It's a flight plan. We can go through that a little later. There's a bunch of NOTAMs we have to pay attention to. You can see we're going up to flight level 210 here, but over here it says 230 right here. So we'll put in 230. And now this is the cool part. Open the lesson plan. While I'm doing this, guys, I'm going to get the flight plan. We got to be TNCM. I'll show you in a minute. That's Juliana. We got to go to gate Alpha 2 according to the flight plan. Alpha 2, and we got to put in the weather preset down to the. You'll see some of these. These are the other ones I've done. I'm just new to this thing, but it's fun. There it is. Air Transit Flight 894 weather. Use that preset, and JP said to put it at 10 a.m. I'll show you where I got all that information. There it is. Right around 10. Close it up and go flying. Okay, so back here on the flight plan, FSiPanel. Open the lesson plan. Oh, let me make that big for you. All right, I'm that proud. I wrote it all down on my sheet because this is very valuable. Like I said, 2-man airplane flying at 1 with weather at minimums on both ends. It's a lot. Like I said, if you do a good job and it works out, you can actually submit it to JP. He'll give it to an example for other guys based on your fleet type. But I did it in the 80 the other day, and it's the same profile, so I still have it written down. We'll see how it works out on the Airbus. 80 weather was right at minimums, and I kind of busted minimums to land. I should have gone around. It's a 35-minute flight from St. Martin to Guadalupe. You can hear the flight booting up in the background. To La Raizet Airport in Pointe-de-Pitre, Guadalupe. Set your weather to here. We did that. And set it to 10 a.m. We did that. Air Transit is diverted to St. Martin due to low ceiling in Guadalupe. Weather is now improved and you can fly the aircraft and passengers to the final destination. One more thing. American Airlines is being contracted. The year is, let's say, 1994. And they sent it over from San Juan. Air Transit said, hey, we got 200 people stranded over at St. Martin. Can you bring them on over? We had a few flights divert in there, and we're going to fly this bad boy over in American Airlines colors because under the Air Transit call sign. That's what I made up. Make sure to read the NOTAMs as we expect a non-precision approach. ILS is under calibration, and RNP approaches are not available, waiting for certification. All right, so we're going to do the VOR in bad weather. Here's the initial setup, runway 10, stand A2, and this is the weather. I showed you that. It tells you aircraft weight and fuel. And those aircraft I mentioned, the PMDG 7-3 fleet, the Phoenix, and the Mad Dog, some of those have other, they go load the flight plan, the glacial control plan. This one doesn't. I wrote this down. It's going to be at clearance, the runway 10, Juliana. It's going to take, that's a short flight, guys. It's going to take me 2 hours to make this video. It's a busy one. I'll have it all bookmarked so you can jump all around. Juliana, S-Fan, Bimbo, the Bimbo 2 Zulu. Here's the weather. I wrote that down, 1024. You can see the rain showers over at TFFR, which is Pointe-de-Pitre, Guadalupe, and we've got heavy rain showers in St. Martin. NOTAMs, the localizer is unserviceable, and RNP approaches are under certification, do not use. Now, we could get that by going through the NOTAMs. We'll take a look at the flight plan in a minute. Start Microsoft Flight Simulator at TNCM, get A2, set preset weather to here, make sure the aircraft is powered, engine off, and start FSiPanel. We did that. Now, jump ahead to the origination pre-flight. I'm going to do some cheats here. You need to have PTT set up. If you want FSiPanel automatically set the next frequency on standby, click the box under setup scenarios. Okay, I did that. Once you receive, here we are at A2. We're going to push back, nose to left, taxi out. I'll show you that in a minute. It says it'll be straight ahead, hold short at intersection Bravo, means Alpha is short. You're going to love this because I'll show you where the people lined up at the blast fence and everything. It's really cool. I've flown in here between the Airbus and the 7.5 maybe 50 times. I don't know, more than that. Over the years. Tips for this scenario. These are, okay, if you're a real pilot, these, you want to play this straight, put it on just voice, not voice to text for the transmissions, and don't read the tips. But I'm reading the tips, even though I'm a real pilot, because I need all the help I can get. Plus, I already flew this in the Mad Dog the other day. Departure. You're going to backtrack on 10 because Bravo's closed. And report ready for departure. They're going to give us that clearance. Intercept the radio 166 outbound. That's as filed. Make sure the correct radio is dialed in, and PGM is the active VOR. Tells you what to do in the Boeing fleet and the Airbus fleet. That's the new Airbus, not the old Airbus that I'm flying. Change in routing. They tell you that due to special operations in Guadalupe, only VOR approach is available, and the ATC will clear you on another route. Expect to get some radar vectors, intercept the 320 radio, St. John's, tune 114.5. So I've written down St. John's, 114.5, 320 radio, 140 course, because I'm not proud. And it tells you how to do it in the Boeing and the Airbus. This one doesn't do that stuff, so we're going to have to kind of build an approach to show you how to do that, and then back it in using a lot of raw data. After that, you're going to go direct Pointe-de-Pitre, PTP, and be careful to select the VOR and not the NDB. Ident is PPR. That's a PPR. Good, I'll put in VOR freak. Plan your descent to be able to fly a VOR approach from overhead PPR. Transition PPR1, very important, is the correct one for Category C and D aircraft, or Category C. PPR1, you'll see that. There's PPR2 or no transition. PPR1, that gives you the 319 outbound. VOR to 2, this is important we go through this. Guys, in reality, we would review this all at the gate anyway. We'll go back over it in a short flight like this. We wouldn't wait till we got airborne and bad weather. We'd do it all before we took off. VOR 12, sorry, I have a little bit of allergies going on. It's getting warm here in New England. You need to fly 7 miles out on the radio, 319. It's procedural track. And you can descend from 3,600 down to 2350. Once you're established inbound, go down to 26 DME. You can go down to the minimums, down around 400 feet, and that's where the weather is. At 7 miles on radio 319, you turn inbound and set your inbound course to 118 as backup if you're doing it in nav. Rain showers in the areas with low ceiling. Concentrate to see the runway right at minimum. If you see the runway, fly manually and land. If you don't see the runway, execute a missed approach and position yourself with no ATC. At that point, the flight panel, FPI panel is going to, FSPI is going to stop working. So the ILS is going to be miraculously fixed. We'll fly an ILS if we have to go missed approach. And he warns you that it's not predictable. You're probably going to have to go missed approach. So error downloading lesson plan. Okay, that's fine. And I want to go through one more thing with you that did not show up here. I want to show it to you. Generic, okay, okay, that's all done. Others, this is cool. So right now, the JP has asked anyone who owns this any builds A300-600. These are the other airplanes he's working to get to this category up here with the Mad Dog and the Flyby Phoenix and the 7.3 PMDG fleet. After landing, when you retract the speed brake, The FO will run the after landing checklist, and beta is set for the MCDU that you would have to download the code off the FSiPanel website, which I haven't done. So we're gonna do the MCDU manual, and you set your defaults for pattern work, low on the auto brakes, 30-40. All right, that's it. That's it. So we can't start this just yet. We gotta go ready to fly. Cold, dark airplane. Take a look around. Let's go outside. There we are. My old Airbus. I did the training on this in Toulouse in 1988. They sent me over. I didn't even know what it was. I put it in my bid sheet. I was hired in 87, and I said to the captain, I got awarded an A300. What's that? It was right out of the Air Force. He said, oh, that's like a 7.6, big airplane. You do your training in France, and we just got them. So we started off with 25 leased airplane, bought 10 more, ended up with 35 total. That most of them went to back to the leaser, and then I think 10 of them went over to FedEx, just like our MD-11s did, where they converted them to freighters. Some of them still fly today. This has got a cool thing. This is tail number 061. This was my favorite one. We had 050 to 085. This is my favorite one. I don't know why. I could land the heck out of this one, which I probably won't do well here. But anyway, this is St. Martin. Our plan is to push back, nose to the left, taxi out on this line. And this is Alpha over here. You've seen the videos where people getting blown away on the beach, St. Martin with the 747 flying over. That's right over here. That's Mahu Mahu. That's where we stayed, the hotel we stayed at. There's the bar restaurant where you could watch airplanes take off and land. I miss it. I don't miss the travel, though. We're going to hold short at Bravo, and then we'll be clear to backtrack. Evidently, Alpha over here is closed. And we'll do this. We have a nice big turnaround pad up here. Yeah, this is where the beach is, where people sit at this fence down here. Pretty cool, isn't this neat? And they hold on to this fence and get blown away. Some of them got hurt. See this, one woman died. God bless her. Hit her head on that concrete thing. So, but they let you do it. You can go over here at this restaurant. I've done it many times. Isn't this cool? And you can watch the dinner. You can watch the dinner, have dinner, and watch the airplanes take off. Woohoo! It's Islanders Club. Mahu Mahu is up here, and we would stay here, and you could watch the airplanes take off and land. Our departure is going to be up, take off, right-hand turn, come back, intersect the 166, fly over Guadalupe in the lousy weather. Isn't that fun? Now you know everything. Now you know everything. How far are we in? We're 17 minutes in. We haven't even thrown a switch yet. Like I said, I'll have this all tabbed. But if you're looking for immersion, I'm not your best guy. I'm a stream of consciousness guy. Somewhere, because of my experience, you'll probably pick up a nugget or two. As far as flying the airplane, this will be about my 7th video on it. I'm not an expert on it. I've been off it for a little while. I'm doing the TFDI MD-11 flight testing over at Quality Assurance. Been busy that, flying the Mad Dog a little, having a little fun. Like I said, retired back in September. Let's go inside. All right, cold, dark airplane. I'm going to take you through the whole thing. Joke I used on my first video, it's a big, giant airplane, small cockpit. There's a lot of jokes right there, right? And so so there's the panel. We called this the rack because it sat up. You kind of felt like you're in a medieval rack sitting up that close. It was very uncomfortable for long flights. But this is the old engineer's panel on the A300. You got your type rating in A310 in Toulouse. So the A300-600 is really just a stretch A310. Same cockpit, 2-person cockpit. A300, the old one, was a 3-person cockpit. This would have been the engineer panel, bigger cockpit in that one. And then you check the ropes, the windows. You check these are the windshield wiper fluid. They've long since removed those. This is the spare circuit breakers. Make sure you have those. You're looking for the halon fire extinguisher back here. Looking for the pressure breathing equipment. That's the mask that you put on to fight fires. The crash axes over here. You're looking for the life vest behind the seat. The MEL, CDL, configuration deviation list. Any of the pins stored for in case you get stuck out. And then, as I mentioned, you do the ropes and windows on both sides. So I got good frames per second now until my wife gets up here in a little while and starts running the internet. Probably about the time we get to Guadalupe, right? She's the best, though. So fuel levers are off, radar is off, throttles are idle, flap handles up, spoiler levers down, Gear handles down. Believe it or not, wipers are off. Yeah, that's one that always gets me, but they don't want to scrape the windshield. And with that, you've got to get, before you do anything, you got to turn the position lights, the nav lights on, because you're going to power the aircraft. Anytime the aircraft's powered, you got to have it. What catches my eye on my way to the battery is that the external power is available. The available light means 115, 400 plus or minus. So we get good power. That means it's going to be good. Put on the 3 batteries, 1, 2, 3. And the external power, we know it's safe because it's available. Get the coffee started, right? Now with this, all good pilots, what we want to do immediately is go up to the overhead, all the way up top, and put on the 3 IRUs. See how these HFs are close to the IRUs? Guys would try to reset the HFs, or turn them on or off, and by accident turn off the RUs. Yeah, I did it. But I'm going to turn off the HFs. We don't need them today. We got standby gear. It's up here. It's a secondary gear indication. If you get problems with one, you check the other. We've got the RUs on. 10 minutes to align, so we immediately jump down to the box, and we get started down here. Align IRS. Yes, sir. Just a minute. There's no prompt to align IRS, right? Not until you get your flight plan in here. And there it is. Now you get your align IRS. One irritating thing the Airbus does, you get all these messages, you can just clear them. Like there's an align IRS, but, you know. So, let's see, I'm going to put this off to the side, and you see the cost index is 15. It says 21 here, but we're going to put in 230, and the reason is FSiPanel said 230. So I know when I did the 80, it also put in 2-1 and they cleared me to 2-3, which kind of messes up the init. Flight, we're going to go air transit. How do you what's their code there? Air transit is TSC 894. Like I said, this will all be bookmarked. You can jump all around or hang on. You'll learn a couple of nuggets here or there. Cruise wind's already in there. That's all you really have to do before you do the overhead. All right, so let's go to the overhead. You just want to get that aligned before you get going there. Let's do our panel. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 panels here, vertical. And then come across the glare shield and down the pedestal. All right, we're aligning. Got all these lights. That's all normal. Faults, pitch fields, faults, slots, flaps, servo controls, low pressure. This is hydraulic pressure, blue, green, yellow, which is unique to the Airbus. You can see that it's in the green. Dome light. It's going to be dark, guys. I'm going to put this on bright. The lights on bright. All the call lights are all out, otherwise you can reset them. This reset button. I'm going to turn the no smoking sign on, and now we're going to start boarding people. If you're going to board people, you really need the APU going. So without further ado, let's go up on the APU. Let's do squib test. Let's do the APU fire test. There it is. Come down here. Check the ECAM. Check the lights. Press this light. Make sure it silences. And go back to the overhead. And that's all going to go off. There it goes. Now we can start the APU. Turn on the intertank pump number 2. Make sure it gets fuel. Master on. Low pressure fuel pump light is out. Start. And I'm going to turn on the APU bleed air. It'll come on a minute and a half after a minute after the APU comes on. All right, we'll get these in a second. So there's hydraulics. There's that panel. Back up top. Cockpit door. Channel 1. We're 12. If you want to see what your battery power is, just move this over here. It's got that. If you ever want to see what your APU generator's doing, here it's coming up. It's starting. We'll come back to that. Fire, squib test, fire test. Press and hold. There it is. 2 loop lights. Got the engine fire message. Punch the master warning. And that's all good. Alright, and that'll eventually go off after the test is complete. And there it goes. Electrical power panel, all normal batteries are on. Batteries, none of these lights should be on. We got the coffee going for the galley power. And the external power is on. Now APU is on. It says available, it means it's good. If you go to the volts and freaks up here, you see 115 plus or minus, what is it, 5, 400 plus or minus 10, I think it is. That looks good. And at that point, we usually keep it on emergency power, make sure we don't have any kind of discharge. And so we got the air cooling. The aircraft takes about a half an hour to cool it. It's 91 degrees out there for sunny. We close the windows to help out. Let's go to the EFB. And before we do anything else, I'm not going to let them board until we do this. Import the flight plan from SimBrief. There it is. View operational flight plan. You can walk through this. Police field, you can see 210, but we're putting in 23 because that's what the flight plan said. If you went through here, you would see the ILS is inoperative. I'm just going to take JP's word for it. And the RNAV's not available. So we're not going to be able to do that. Go through. This is the only thing that confuses me. You see here, guys. I'm at 80. I just saw this. Decrease runway distance 12. Then LNAV, VNAV. So that's on the RNAV approach. The minimums are raised. 50 to certification. Okay. I'm looking for anything on the VOR that raises the minimums. I don't see it. That would be bad because we're right at minimums over there. Anyway, you go through all the NOTAMs and close it up. And then I'll come back in here. And once I get the ground power APU started, I'm going to get rid of the ground power unit. They'll be all over you doing that. When I do the toggle the chocks off, turn the pocket brakes on. And all right, so let's go back over here. We're going to go up top. And we're going to get the refueling first. Refueling. Don't do the passengers boarding first. Otherwise, a GSX, the fuel truck, waits off to the side if you ever wonder why it's not refueling you. And once you do that, you come back in here. You can go weight balance. Go to SimBrief, update from SimBrief. Check that. There it is. Look at the 21,000 pounds. It's good. And apply the load to the aircraft. There we go, we're loaded up. And that's all good. Once we've done that, I come up, GSX, because we called the refueling truck, we got the fuel, now I request boarding. And you take a look out here, and here comes the jet bridge, and life is all good. All right, back to the overhead. Fun, huh? You can't turn on the paddles to off the RU line pitch trim. You can turn on the yaw dampers and the auto throttles. American Airlines wouldn't turn on the auto throttles until we took the runway. We had an aircraft bring the power up and accidentally hit TOGA, go off the runway at St. Thomas. And we got those paddles all up. That gives our flight directors, get everyone on board. Take your time. So we got the nav lights on. Everything else is off here. All the way up top. Secondary landing indication, we did the APU fuel panel. We just got the APU running here. It's gas is on up. APU master switch wipers are off. Cockpit door normal. Vents overboard exhaust valve smoke elimination. Equipment cooling swim. One more to go here. Hold it. Second loop will give the fire. There it is. Fire message, light, functioning massive warning, and you've got yourself a good fire test. That light eventually goes out. See how the oxygen's not in the green? Now it is. It's 1,100 pounds and 70 degrees bottle temp. How would you ever know? That's beyond me. That's the compartment, cargo compartment, no lights. This is the probe heat. That's the window heat. We can turn on the wind heat, but we don't turn on the probe heat on the Airbus until after engine start. If you were in manual, you'd have that light. That's not good. So it should be in auto. Select System 1 for captain flying or odd number flights, System 2 for FL flying or even number flights, or System 1 at home base, whatever your airline does. I'm going to go System 1. I'm going to fly us over there, hopefully do a beautiful landing for you in terrible weather. Pack temps, all these lights are out. We're all at 12 o'clock. If you really want to, let's take a look at that. It's kind of fun. Move on over there. If you really want to look at the cabin temperatures, see that these are the cabin temperatures. The duct temperature is down around 18, and the cabin temperature is 25, which is what, about 75. That's why we're cooling it off. It's 81 degrees out there, 27 Celsius. And you can move these through the cabins, check your cargo temps. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you a little bit of action there. APU bleed is on, unseated test, bring this on up. We used to have a lot. It sounds like the Wizard of Oz with the OE, low deal, bunch of that, yeah, right, it's a stream of consciousness. Lights, we used to have a bunch of bulbs burned out. So many that we started replacing them ourselves. You can spare bulb kit. Maintenance put a stop to that. We were breaking a very sensitive system. We check all the lights, see if you got anything burned out. Once the test is done, we leave them in bright or dim, whatever you want. I'll leave bright. Emergency power, I already did it, but you go to the arm position. All right, down here, check your oxygen. Here it go. Check your mic, your mask. Put your mask on. A casualty of COVID was we no longer spazzing out there. Not there's anything wrong with that. They stopped having us put our masks on. I retired. I'm not sure if they do now. You can turn your lighting up as much as you want. It's going to be nasty out there. So I did lights I have. I think I'd probably turn them on. These are transfer lights. You haven't seen those. It's your train override. Right, GPWS, flap override, terrain override. Right down here. You are going into taking off on the train. You can be VMC conditions, and the big thing doesn't know where it's going. The train's going off. You can turn it off. IMC you can't for obvious reasons. That's if you've got a faulty attitude indicator. You can switch it over to the FO side. ADC, same thing. Flight director, EPIS, you got it. So we'll do this in a minute, but these are going to be your bugs. Look for unwanted flags. The engine out is 800 feet above the ground. That's about 810. Altimeter is 1023, 1023, 1023. These got to be within 70 feet of each other. I'm not going to bother setting up the FOs. You can set your clocks here if you wanted to match them up. Coming over here, we'll do the glacier control panel in just a minute. Gauge your standby attitude indicator. Flaps and slack gauge is up. That looks good. We're at TOGA right now. We'll set that in a minute. Landing altitude. Right here. I haven't set up Guadalupe yet. Check that out here. Import flight. Sim brief. There it is from that download. Let's go to Guadalupe and see Pointe-de-Pitre rather. See what their elevation is, airport elevation. UR12. A lot of places to get it. That's 5 feet, so that's at 0 up here. That's good. TOGA, gear handles down. Coming here, we're going to go down the middle. We'll set the box, everything up here in a minute. Throttles, speed brake levers off, flaps up, throttles closed. Reversal levers are down. GPS landing override for engine out will be right here. You can go up there. That's at 3040. And then takeoff configuration check. You're going to get a bunch of stuff with this, right? Flats, probe, yep, that's working. We'll check that before takeoff. Down here, we'll get the clearance in a minute. Radios, nav heads, good. The system, not make sure the radar's not on. I'm going to test that. Am I not map mode? I am in map mode. What am I doing wrong here, kids? System, maybe it is in, oh, system, it was off, I'm sorry. Left to right, and there we go. Got the rainbows map out of the way. And good. Go a little bit nose up for departure. ADFs are right here as desired. And check the rudder and aileron trim, all neutral. Right, there's your rudder trim, aileron trim. Look at the top of the yoke, there's a little mark there, all neutral. All right, and we'll take this out of test. We'll see any sense doing that. So let's take a look at the routing here. It's a good time to do it. All right, we are going to be taking off here. I'm going to go taxi chart. We are just kind of walked you through this on a little beautiful visual. Those to the left, and we're going to go Bravo, Alpha on here, but they're telling us for some reason from the FSiPanel scenario briefing, training scenario briefing, they clear us on Bravo, backtrack, with that wide turnaround. So Alpha must be closed in here. All the people are lined up on the fence down here. I'm going to take off, and that's that one. And you can see runway heading is 096. We'll be using that. Then the SID is a Juliana departure. Let's see what we've got here. Yikes. And we are on the S-band. Probably should have reviewed this before I turned on my mic. Intercept and track the St. Martin 166. Of course, 10 DME above 4,000, no problem for that. And if unable, advise ATC to S-band. The SID requires a minimum of 1,200 ceiling and 2 miles visibility to avoid the mountains. I hope we have that. I'm going to pretend we do. And then, let me see what the weather was. All right, 700 overcast, 5,000 overcast. All right, we're going to pretend we didn't see that. So here's our departure. It's going to be nav, big right-hand turn, intercept at 166, outbound to S-band. All right, so that is what our plan is. Let's go set up our manual data. And we're going to come in here. Well, now before we do that, we're going to come up here and go to VOR. And PJM is 113.0166. 113.0166. 113.0, that's convenient. And wants me in auto tune. 166. I guess I can use my little handy dandy. It seems to be working today. My Logitech panels. 113.0.166. No ILS up here. Okay. That's what we're going to do on the outbound. Let's go back to the glare shield panel. So not to get ahead of ourselves. 5,000 is a transition altitude climbing in. I don't know what the transition level is yet. And I said 096 on the heading. Let's see if I can use my handy dandy. 096. 5,000. While we're here, we'll come down the middle here. We've already done all that. Let's go ahead and finish loading the box. I would consider the pre-flight is complete, exterior is complete, IRSs are aligned. What can go wrong? Next page, fuel, we needed 21 even. What was our fuel? 20.8, we got 20.8. Zero fuel weight, 242.8. 242.8. And that puts a gross weight at 262. It's a little high because our taxi fuel is 2.2 off the flight plan. It's got our alternate fuel in, our final fuel in, and that's how you load it. And zero fuel weight CG, we need to come over to the electronic flight bag again, go to weight and balance. And zero fuel weight CG, 27.8. 27.8. I just recalibrated my yoke, my Boeing yoke. I was getting this thing that was spinning around when I was testing the MD-11. That wasn't good. So anyway, we got the primary and secondary pages loaded on a net. We don't have takeoff data yet. We'll do that, and I'll get that, and then I'll load the flight plan. So I'm going to go here, here, performance. You can do this in any order. Runway 10, wind is what is it? 080 at 12. 080 at 12. Outside air temperature is 30 Celsius. Altimeter and the weight, takeoff weight, what did I say it was? What a memory. Estimated takeoff weight is 261.5. 261.5. 261.5. Flaps 15, air conditioner on, anti-ice off, first TOGA is off. Calculate. All right, here we go. 135, 135, 137, 30 and zero trim. 35, 35, 37. Back over here. 135. 135. And we got engine out. It's thrust reductions at 1500. We're full TOGA takeoff, so that's set over here. TOGA set. 104.2 is the end one we're looking for. Compare that to a TPS. And then engine out accelerations 1500. It will go over San Juan. And 37 on the panel up here. And then pull up to preset. And I'll preset 250. So when we go level change, it'll go to its preset window. Speed select level change and climb to 5,000. Panel set, we've got map mode. If you go to rows, we can monitor the 166 outbound when we do it. Okay, right now we'll stay in map. Let's load the flight plan and we'll activate flight FSiPanel. But before I do, let me get this going to save a little time, right? Prior to pushback, prepare for pushback. Okay, this refuel is complete, passengers aboarded. And we'll see how this goes. All right, back to the box. Now the fun stuff. TNCM, SID, runway 10, Juliana, S-band, insert. You saw it here first. And now from S-band, should have...
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Bimbo. Can you even say that anymore? I don't think you can say that anymore. Star, and it's going to be the VOR. We can orient the ground guys. VOR, PPR1, remember from the flight plan? We'll make sure that. And Bimbo 2 Zulu, and then you can go insert. Now let's review it.
Bypass pin inserted.
There it is, 166 outbound S-band. Juliana 2 direct S-band. I don't know about that. Let me see something here for a minute, guys. Kind of don't like the way that's loading up. Let me take this down a little bit. There it is, S-band. Right chain turn, intercept the 166. I just want to walk it through a little bit. Yeah. That's not good. So, S-band Bimbo. Something's wrong with that, isn't it? All right, so it's an S-band. S-band. Zapata, not S-band again. Strange. Bimbo. Yeah, that's weird. I'm glad we caught that. Juliana 2, S-band Bimbo, and that looks better, right? I'm going to hold off on the pushback just now. Bimbo. That's why you review the flight plan. Bimbo 2 Zulu. Zapata, Bimbo. I don't like that one either. There's Zapata. S-band Zapata, Bimbo. Why is it going Bimbo again? I just want to make sure that we're not messed up here, guys. Let me see one thing. Yeah, I don't really like the way that's formatting, but that does look correct down here. A little funky. We'll take a look at that when we get airborne. While I'm here, let me go one thing to the overhead and get the seatbelt sign on. I want to show you one really cool thing here. There it is. I'm going to put that trigger. Remember I did the cockpit close? Is it working? Back in here. Pull the trigger. It's not working just yet. Yeah, this side panel. I really want that to work. Got this going here, set up, indie builds, this, options, and cockpit flows. Flight hostess 1, yeah. I don't know why. Oh no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do this. Hostess 1. Pull the button. That one. And it works. We'll minimize that. Click it. I don't know. Oh no, it is. Jeez, I haven't started FSiPanel yet. Man, it's like a live stream for crying out loud. Okay, so we're all good there. We got our box loaded, and we would also check the one last thing, the frog. Check the total distance, which is 173. We're going 161. Just make sure that's reasonable, right? So we briefed the taxi, we briefed the takeoff, we'll look at the arrival. We better look at the arrival, guys, and here's why. This is a really short flight. We would always review this on the way over. So RNAV's off the air, right? ILS is off the air. So we're going to have to do the VOR. And there it is. And it's the category C for the Airbus 319 outbound. So let's go to the box and make sure that's in there. 319 outbound, 118 inbound. Because when I flew I'm going to go TF, doesn't want to cooperate here. TFFR, put that in the bearing and distance, we'll do that. And I'm going to go to the flight plan. And I want to go down to, where it goes over the PPR VOR at 3600 outbound of the 318. You saw it here first, because when I was doing it on the Super 80, that went away. I had to fly it manually. Then inbound, so we should be able to use nav. And as a matter of fact, we should be able to use profile as we fly it. So it's over PPR VOR 3600, established outbound down to 2350, established inbound down to 2000, and then final approach for 2000, that's 60 me, and then we can go all the way down to 400 over there. Let's take a look at that. And 390, 385 in the window. Let's do this because this thing takes a while to do. I'm telling you, when I was doing this on the 80, not a couple of days ago, I was sweating by the time I was done with this. Get a lot of vectors on the way over there. I think it's a level 3. It's a little more difficult than I expected. Maybe it's just me. All right, so the box is loaded. Let's go and activate panel. You could have done this earlier, but we're going to go FSiPanel. Close it out. And then we can go FSiPanel, start it up. Here we go. And we're going to do the training scenario. Hope that helps. Well, again, here we are. We're 47 minutes in. So we go to airline flights here, guys. Training, air transit 894. Looks good. No disable failures. Everything looks good. Start training. It's loading. Don't touch anything. If you were on the Phoenix or the PMDG or the Mad Dog, you could maybe not even load the box. Just see what it will do before you do anything. All right, scenario starts now. Contact clearance, delivery, 2165. Remember, we have that auto freak set. ATIS doesn't do that. Anywhere you go in FSiPanel, ATIS is 2345. Acknowledge. So I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go to here, 2345 on the ATIS. See if I can do it with this one. Con 2, maybe. Yeah, 2345. Let's zoom in so you can see it. One way around. Now, after we set these two brakes, everything else should be auto-tuned, because the left side auto-tunes. It doesn't auto-tune the ATIS stuff. 2345, and that's selected. Here come the ATIS.
Information Echo, runway in use 10, surface wind 080, 12 knots. Visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud. This is St. Marteen Information Echo, runway in use 10, surface wind 080, 12 knots. Visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud overcast 600 feet, overcast 5,000 feet, temperature 30, dew point 18, QNH 1024, transition level flight level 65, acknowledge received St. Marteen Information Echo.
Alright, so I'm going to put 21.5 over here, which is guard. This is clearance on this side. I'm going to select it. 21. Oh, it is clearance. Delivery is 2165. That's set. Okay, so that's the ATIS Information Echo. Yeah, I think it's below the minimums for takeoff on this runway. But, yeah, 1024 is the altimeter. It's 1023 is set. 1024. Right there. And 1024. And 1024. Alrighty then. Alright, let's call. St. Martin clearance. This is Air Transat 894 Gate Alpha 2 Information Echo going to Pointe-de-Pitre to request clearance.
Air Transat 894, good morning. You are cleared to Pointe-de-Pitre, runway 10, Juliana to departure, S-Van transition, climb initially 5,000 feet, and transponder 3354.
Okay, Air Transat 894 cleared to Pointe-de-Pitre, runway 10, Juliana to departure, S-Van transition, climb initially 5,000 feet, squawk 3354.
Air Transat 894, your readback is correct. When ready for pushback, contact Tower 118.7. Have a nice flight.
When ready for pushback, contact Tower 18.7. Thank you. Air Transat 894. Alright, 3354. Squawk. You can see they've auto-tuned my, I'm going to go a long way around here, guys. Three, 354, 18.7, TARA. And I'm going to click the trigger now. Let's see. Right? And that's the wrong one. This one. For start. What are they going to do? They turned on the beacon. They turned on all the fuel pumps for me. Not the probe heat. There we go. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. Next checklist. Oh, come on. Will be after start. And that's 15:15. You want to set the flaps and line up flow. You got landing lights selected, packs on. I love it. I just love this stuff. All right, so here we go. Let's take one look outside before we get out going here. The slides are all armed. And status page is normal, normal. I want to go over on the electronic flight bag with my head up there, and I'm going to go take off, and we're going to go ground equipment. I like to see that it's all done, and doors are all armed. I don't have to do that, and I'm going to go one more thing. I'm going to go check the skies. I'm not going to download the Navigraph. I've already got that going over here. Cockpit prep is completed, fuel quantity is set, takeoff data is set, landing elevation set, altimeter is set, anti-skid is normal. I really did check that. That's normal. Windows closed and locked, beacons are on, parking brakes is required after start, pitch trim set. Yeah, okay, no problem. Hand signal. Good. Very, very good. I just wonder one thing. Let me just, out of curiosity. Yeah, it's already signed in. So 2 NCM airport, and what I love about this one, yeah, see, it's actually got the airplane on there. Very nice. Okay. And Juliana Tower, Air Transat 894, request pushback, start engines.
Air Transat 894, Tower Yellow, push and start approved, facing west, and the QNH is 1024.
Push and start approved, facing west, 1024, Air Transat 894. West is off to our left, just as we planned. I'm going to go in here at GSX. Continue the pushback. Nose left. You all saw it here, right?
Release parking brakes, please.
When I did this in the 80, it pushed me, just tried to push me to the weeds.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, start at will. Let's go to the overhead. We're going to go, we'll go A for start A because captain's flying. We're going to start number 2 first. Start valves open. And we'll come down here. We're going to look for oil pressure rise. That's the first thing. And there it goes. Oil pressure is rising. And N2's coming up. Let's take a look outside real quick. So far, nose is going left, right? The 80 tried to push me in the weeds. I got to be careful. All right, there's max motoring on the 25 seconds for ignition. There's ignition right there. So nose is still going to the left. It's all good. I'm liking it. A little bit gun shy. So I looked at 2468, around 20%. That's anytime you fly in the CF6. See how it's straightening it out here? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go GSX and stop here and complete pushback. There we go. 2468, we're above 10s, we don't need engine ice, but around 20%, around 40%. If it's up around 30%, you probably have a throttle out of the idle D10. Around 60% on N2, and the 8 would be the oil gulp after engine start. It goes from 19
Set parking brakes.
Brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Yeah, we'll get rid of them.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. Please disconnect.
And then the start valve closes at 45%. That's CF6-80s. I have, I don't know, 11,000 hours on these between the MB-11, this thing, and the 76300. Great engines. Never really had a problem with any of them. So they're out there running around in the rain. 30 degrees Celsius. Again, we don't need engine ice. That's something we can get on right away after engine start. All right, so we get the oil pressure rise. That's good. And max motoring. Start it up.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Yeah, I love flying this airplane,
right
guys.
is clear.
It was like the 76. The only problem with it is that it's early generation Airbus. I think it was built in 1983. We started picking them up in like 1988. Eventually got 35 of them, 25 leased, bought 10, and we had a very stiff wing. We started flying them to London. It was passengers loved it. They didn't know any different, but as pilots, a little bit stiff wing. You couldn't get up very high in the North Atlantic. Too long a haul. It's really a medium range airplane. The TFDI MD-11 is a long range airplane, so it's got a great cargo system on it. But 2468, the oil, and that's good. So the engine starts. So I'm going to go trigger, after start. And what it's going to do is shut down the APU. Look at that. The APU bleed is off. It should be turning on the probe heat. Didn't. I have to mention that to JP. And taxi light. Now we're going to go outside. Are they gone already? Did I miss them? Yeah, I think I might have missed them. Let's see. Yeah. You can see how they already got the flaps at 15 for me. Isn't that cool? All right, come back up here. I like to get this in a position where if I go to the drone, I have a good position behind. Helps a lot with my presentation. Although, nodding my head like a good guy, that's when I could have one of my switches out of position. All right, so let's go down and do the flight control checks. Go to flight control. Captain does the rudder, holds onto the nose for the steering, does the rudder, both sides. There we go. And the FO does the elevators. Looking for full deflection, no binding. Neutralizes. Take your time. You don't want to bang around the controls out there. Spoilers and ailerons checked. Right, flight controls checked. And let's just go to the electronic flight bag real quick. And we're going to go to checklist. Make sure that our little helper got everything right. After start, spoilers armed. Let's make sure of that. I didn't really see that. Yep, they're armed. Nicely done. Takeoff brakes are max. Spoilers, are they armed? Let's see. Yeah, they're armed. Yep, okay. tell. Should have like a red paint on there. After start, ECAM status, just check that status. Normal. Takeoff config. Normal. Stab trim 0. Before takeoff, flight controls we check, flight instrument check, briefing mode do. Flaps, slats, 15. Takeoff configuration normal, transponder is set, auto brakes are max, ignition as required. We've got it all. Ignition, I'm going to go ahead, I'll put that on continuous for takeoff. And seatbelt signs on. The smoking sign is on. One more thing. Lower overhead. Taxi lights are on. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm going to go auto on the strobes. They'll come on automatically to take off. Juliana Tower, Air Transit 894, taxi.
Roger, taxi Bravo, hold short, runway 10.
Bravo shorter 10 for Air Transit 894. Alright, so Bravo, got to come out here. Bravo's right there, first left. Back it up with a diagram. Flights, St. Martin, taxi. Here we are. Bravo's right there. Okay, let's get out of here. Park brakes are off. And 40% breakaway power, which is where that little needle goes. Like if you bring this up, it's going way up to 75, set around 40, get ourselves moving. If you want, you can go above that. You just have to get a tower to clear behind you. Make sure no one's there that you can damage or blow away with your jet blast. And this thing, I just noticed any builds. Like I said, this is my 7th flight on this thing. Notice I need to carry a little power from the taxi. Maybe it's me. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. Or if you might take off, runway heading. We're going to go out there. We're going to backtrack. It's going to be 40%. Then I'll go TOGA over here. Check power. We'll go thrust blue at about 80 knots. Thrust blue. V1 rotate 400 feet. Runway heading. We'll go nav at 400 feet. Fly out and intercept the Juliana 166 to S-Van on over to Pointe-de-Pitre. We're climbing to 5,000. 5,000 is the transition altitude. When we come back in here, 6,500 is the transition level.
Air Transat 894 via Bravo, enter and backtrack runway 10 and report ready for departure.
Air Transit 894 via Bravo, taxiing backtrack on 10, report ready for departure. All right, clear left and right.
Air Transat 894, cancel SID. When airborne, turn right heading 140. Wind 070 at 8 knots. Runway 10, you are clear for takeoff.
Okay, cancel the SID, and when airborne, turn right heading 140. And runway 10 clear for takeoff for Air Transit 894. All right, so we got our takeoff clearance, 140 on the heading. So we're not going to be doing nav, we'll do heading select at 400 feet. 140 set. Man. Public clicking, right? Yeah, so here we go. Even in the rain, people will be out at that fence, be waving to them. I should be able to do before takeoff, line up and wait here. Line up flow. Line up flow. Nice. Not bad for an old guy, huh, guys? I don't know, Captain. All right, 40%. Dinged, flight attendants are dinged. Over 40, TOGA. And we're going to look for thrust blue at 80. Looking for 104.0 on these stat trim. Nose pressure down. I find this is real sensitive. You don't have almost full nose pressure down on this thing. Any belts. There's 80 knots, thrust blue. V1 and rotate. Nice and easy. 2 to 3 degrees per second. About 15 degrees nose high. Even for the altitude indicator, not the VSI. Positive rate gear up. What I'm going to do, guys, is go heading select, autopilot on, because this is going to be a handful. Here we go, heading select 400 feet. And at 1,500 feet, I'm going to go auto right there. There's your climb power. Flaps up.
Air Transat 894, contact approach 128.95. Bye-bye.
2895, bye-bye, Air Transat 894. All right, slots coming up. Approach Air Transat 894 is out of 3,000 for 5,000.
Air Transat 894, Juliana approach identified. Continue heading 140 and climb flight level 120.
Continue heading 140, climb to flight level 120, Air Transat 894. All right, guys, so there we go. Flaps are up, gears up. I'm going to do the after takeoff flow, after takeoff. Isn't that cool? I love it. So 5,000 is our transition altitude. However, you can't use your B button because the airplane, even though it does know where it is, it doesn't know. It will not set the altimeter. So we're going to have to do that manually. Out of 5,000, 1013 or 2992, whatever you want. Down here it's probably 1013, 1013, 1013. And 6,500 if we were to go back in. We'd go over to San Juan. Big giant runway, lots of maintenance. And we make sure the other guy is 1013 as well.
Air Transat 894, turn right heading 220 and intercept St. Martin radial 1662 S1.
Air Transat 894, turn right heading 220, intercept the St. Martin 166 radial S1. All right, guys, so you're going to see it on here. I overshot this when I did it. That is the 166 there. There we go, 220 to intercept. We see that this is the 5-mile arc. It's going to come up pretty quickly.
Air Transat 894, climb flight level 170 and contact radar 119.1. Bye-bye.
Air Transat 894, climb and maintain flight level 170, radar 19.1. Bye-bye. 170 out of 10. We would do the lights and the chime. Radar Air Transat 894 is passing 110 for 170.
Air Transat 894, hello, you are identified. Continue climb flight level 230 and expect new routing shortly. I call you back.
Air Transat 894, climb maintain flight level 230, expect that. All right, so guys, I'm going to do this because we are coming up on that radial. Do not want to overshoot it. Let me go to Rose mode. Here it comes. All right, 230 set. I can go to profile now. I can speed up there. There's the radial. Once I get established, I'll go nav. Better than I did on the 80. I overshot this on the Mad Dog a little bit. .166. No wind heading, right? All right, I'm satisfied with that. Let's go to the box. Direct S-fan. Direct, how does that look? Looks good. Execute. And nav. And we can go to map mode. And what could go wrong? We should have the radar on right now. The tilt is 3 up, 1.5 up. It's not painting anything. I don't know about that. I think I must have this in map mode. Weather mode. That's better. Alright, so after takeoff climb checks complete. Everything's done. Overhead's good. Everything's done. Okay, good. 2345. Let's get the Pointe-de-Pitre weather here.
Foxtrot, runway in use 12, expect VOR approach, surface wind 110, 11 knots, visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud overcast 700 feet, overcast 4,000 feet, temperature 31, dew point. This is La Raisette information Foxtrot, runway in use 12, expect VOR approach, surface wind 110, 11 knots, visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud overcast 700 feet, overcast 4,000 feet, temperature 31, dew point 17, QNH 1024, transition level flight level 100, localizer 12 out of service, INP approach not available, acknowledge received La Raisette information. Foxtrot.
Alright, sounds good, right? Foxtrot. Not a great day.
This is La Raisette information Fox.
I don't know what that nonsense. 19.1 is Biarco. Expecting radar vectors here. Now, when we get out of 18, our little B key will work, even though we had to set our altimeter ahead of time. I'm going to set it because I want it on the descent to be able to set it. Flight level 100 on the descent is our transition level. Is that true? You know?
VOR approach, surface wind 110, 11 knots, visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud overcast 700 feet, overcast 4,000 feet, temperature 31, dew point 17, QNH 1024, transition level.
Air Transat 8904, turn left heading 100 and intercept radial 320 inbound St. John's VOR. This is Alpha November Uniform.
Air Transat 894, turn left heading 100, intercept the St. John's 320 radial inbound, Alpha November Uniform, thanks. Alright, there's 230 in the window, 2223.
This is La Raisette information Foxtrot, runway in use 12, expect VOR approach, surface wind 110, 11 knots, visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud overcast 700 feet, overcast 4,000 feet, temperature 31, dew point 17, QNH 1024, transition level flight level 100, localizer 12 out of service, INP approach not available, acknowledge received La Raisette information. Foxtrot.
Sorry guys, got to do it one more time. Okay, 100 to intercept this radial inbound, and that is ANU.
This is La Raisette information Foxtrot, runway in use 12, expect VOR approach, surface wind 110, 11 knots, visibility 5 kilometers, showers of rain, cloud overcast 700 feet, overcast 4,000 feet, temperature 31, dew point 17, QNH 1024, transition level flight level 100, localizer 12 out of
I
service.
apologize guys, I
INP
just
approach
was
not
so
available.
preoccupied I wasn't listening. So I'm getting busy here. 22 for 23, we're going to intercept this course inbound. It's the 320 course inbound, which is the 320 radial inbound off of St. John's, which is 114.5. I've got St. John's ANU set here, but I'm going to wait until I'm established inbound on this course to do it. If you wanted to, you could go ANU, if you want a visual representation, ANU 320, and we'll go at 20, how's that? And just go up here. Starting to come off the wall. ANU, I want to see how it works out. 320, at 20 is a level up. And you get the line that goes out. I don't want to miss it. Watch how I demonstrate this. That's wrong. That's not correct. That definitely is not correct. So I'm just going to do it on the rows because I know the reciprocal of 320 is 140. So that is that, because we've got 114.5 set and 140. I tend to trust this a little more. The rows. At that point, we'll go direct ANU. Something's bothering me with this map mode here. I don't like that it's showing that the 320 radial is way over there. Because it definitely is here. See the head falling? That's the number 1 needle down to 340. It's showing that we're past it on the VOR, so I did something wrong there. So I'm just going to do it manually on the rose mode and then go direct ANU when we get there. 114.5. I'm not trusting that. Not trusting it. I'm just not a trusting guy. We're 42 miles out, so it's not too sensitive, so we can lead it by probably just about 5 degrees. 40 radial, so 135 we can start our turn. Oh, it looks just like it's closer than that, doesn't it? See how the head is falling? Of course, the bearing point of plus 30 is pretty good intercept, 15 degrees, 30 degrees. Classic interbound. If you're going to intercept the course on your own with recognizance, so the course of the head of the bearing point of plus 30, so course is 140, head of the bearing pointer plus 30, but yeah, about right. Pretty cool. And let's come to the right, do a no-wind heading of 140. And if we're happy with that, which I'm going to be very happy with that, maybe overshot a little. See how this is a little off here, the bearing pointer? Should be over 130, it's just a simism. Should be right about on the 140, so anyway. Let's go direct to ANU. And insert it. And nav it. See how it does. And it's saying the course is 122 to ANU. Yeah, see, this is messed up. The box is not correct. It says the course is 122. Yeah, we're flying a 140 inbound, right? So I'm going to go heading select, get right over there. So something's messed up with the box, just a simism. Heading on in. Take a look at that approach, guys. So once again, 319 outbound. 3,600 over the VOR. We'll be 180 knots or so, all configured. We're not in a big hurry here. Then we're going to go out to 7 DME on the 319. We can go all the way down to 2350. Once we're established inbound, we can go down to 2,000. And then at the marker, we're going to be 140 knots or so, 130 something. What are we going to be? 128. Pretty slow. 128. So 130, so about 800 now, 750 feet per minute on the vertical speed. Well, we'll try to do it in profile. We'll see how it works out.
Air Transat 894, descend, flight level 130, and rate of descent 1,500 feet per minute.
Air Transat 894, descend to flight level 130, rate 1,500 feet per minute. All right, so this 13. And let's get it back on the scores. Right about there. Vertical speed. 1,500 feet per minute. And away we go. And we do the PA for the people. I'm not going to let them out because it's just too bumpy. Tracking that course. Yeah, it's weird. Look at this. So here we go, ANU, right? If I were to go direct ANU here, it's showing no, I don't want to do that. Direct ANU. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. I might have clicked the wrong thing. Anyway, we'll just fly it manually, guys. So 1,500 feet per minute. Here's the approach. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, this is like a level 3, at least for me. Something's messed up with the box there with the ANU. So Pointe-de-Pitre is 112.9, 319 outbound. We're going to be coming in. Where are we coming in from? Yikes. So we're going to have to do the holding space in order to...
Air Transat 8904, you can fly now direct to Pointe-de-Pitre. This is Papa Romeo.
Direct to Papa Romeo for Air Transat 894. All right, so direct Papa Romeo. Insert. And the and go nav. Guys, that is the outbound there, but you can see what's bothering me here. So Papa Romeo, let's get that set up, is we're going to have to do holding airspace in order to align ourselves. So Papa Romeo is 12.9 and 319. I'm not happy that this is off like that. 12.9 and 319. Not happy about that. The VOR is off, right? 12.9. And outbound is 319. Yeah, so we're going direct to Papa Romeo. We can go back to nav here. We are naving it. It's right there. Vertical speed, still 1,500. 10,000 is the transition level on the descent. So we're going to leave 2992 in until 10. And there's Papa Romeo. Yeah, we're going to have to do a line and holding. So, because we are coming in, as you can see, yeah, we're coming in from here, the north, and we got to turn around and go outbound. So we would do a parallel entry to a alignment to get on the 319 outbound. So parallel entry requests holding airspace to align ourselves if they clear us for the approach here. 3,600 outbound, 2,300 to established inbound, 2,000 once established inbound, 750 feet per minute going down to a kind of a little spazzy there. 385, which is 390. So set 390 on the orange. And 375 in the window. So far, so good. 390, 385. 385. 385.
Air Transat 894, normal rate restriction, contact raise approach, frequency 121.3. You have a safe landing.
Air Transit 894, normal rate, and contact raise it 121.3. Bye-bye. All right. And I got to be level change now when you set normal rate. Raise that approach. Air Transit 894 is passing flight level 150 for flight level 130.
Air Transat 894 approche. Bonjour. Continue descend. 9,000 feet. QNH 1024 and prepare. VOR runway 12.
Air Transit 894. Continue approach down to 9,000 feet, 1024. We'll prepare for runway 12. All right, guys, so 10,000's our transition. We're clear down to 9, so I went and set 1023 3 times. And I don't know if there's a checklist here. Let's take a look. Takeoff after landing. Nope. After landing. Nope. So there's no takeoff checklist here. Close that up. I don't even know if there's one on the electronic flight bag. Let me take a look. After landing. Landing. Approach. Signs are set. Altimeters minimum is ignition. Continuous relight. Landing ignition. Okay. Continuous relight. Lights are all on. Let's turn these on now. Always humbling, guys. All right. And continuing with the approach brief, we're going to have to line ourselves in holding, come back in here, get 180 knots. We'll have flaps 15, 15, 15, outbound to 180. We talked about inbound, going down to 39. If we're going to go missed approach, it's nav. It's climbed outbound on the base almost straight ahead to 116 and 5 dB, then turn the 3600 and enter the holding pattern, which is a right-hand turn entry up there. And hopefully the ILS is on the air. Otherwise, our alternate is Pointe-de-Pitre over at Marteen. We'll head over there. And we need to be down below 250 at 10. The way we can do that is just go to vertical speed for a moment, right to 0. And when I get about 6 knots ahead of time, actually about 258 or so, I'll go back into level change. It should be fine. In more than 12 miles offshore, you can keep up below 250, below 10 if you're more than 12 in international water. Okay, level change. And that's 9 for 10, 10 for 9, 250 below 10. Flight attendants prepare for landing, and we would ding-a-ling them. Actually, got to go all the way to off for that, don't you? Yeah. Okay, approach is briefed. After landing, we didn't talk about that. Didn't talk about after. I'm working hard here. Taxi, parking spots. Briefing said 8. It's on this side of the terminal. So we're going to land on 12. Probably get off at Echo and left-hand turn on Romeo and park somewhere in there.
Air Transat 894, descend 6,000 feet.
Air Transat 894, descend to 6,000. All right, 6,000 set. Sending on down. Definitely want to be ready to hold. I like that picture. That's better than I got in the 80 when I came in here. See this? Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to do this manually, guys. But I definitely can't enter from here. I wouldn't want to do the approach from here. So approach. DOR, and here we come. See, I got to get to 319, so I would do a parallel entry to a heading of 116. I go up on about a minute, turn left-hand turn, slow down 180, and then there's a radio outbound. So I'd have to request a holding airspace. It's cool. It's a cool profile. Yeah, it's a level. Is it 2? But I think it's definitely a 3. Just because of all the, especially in an airplane like this, maybe not in the 7.3 or the A320 where it's got all the automation. This one's, and you can see that I don't agree with the map mode versus the, you gotta go over here, status, normal, clear.
Air Transat 8904, turn left heading 130 and descend 5,000 feet.
Left heading 130 down to 5,000, Air Transit 894. Left heading 130, heading select, and 5,000. All right, so that's interesting. Yeah. I want to go way out here before he turns me inbound. So on the 80, I think they turned me like right abeam it. It just wasn't enough time. I was humping. Anyway, we'll just do what we have to do to fly the airplane here.
Air Transat 8904, descend 3,600 feet and turn right direct Papa Romeo.
Air Transit 894, send and maintain 3,600 feet, right direct Papa Romeo. No. Guys, that'll, there's no way I can get on the 319 if I do that. No way. So I'm going to slow us on down, and I would tell him I need to go out further. So that's going to mess up this profile. They're probably going to mess us up here. Sorry, JP. FSiPanel. I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I'll do it when I get out a little further. He's probably going to clear us the approach. We'll probably get our landing stuff a little bit earlier than we expected. I'm going to slow it down a little bit, 210. You see, guys, what I'm saying is I've got to get over. If I went over to direct right now, I would have, there's no way. I really got to get out here or request holding airspace. And FSiPanel is not going to let me do that. I think that we needed to be a little bit further out on the vectors in order to do this. It's based on timing, so I might have messed up their profile by just slowing down a little early. It's possible. Flaps, slots extend, please. Here they come. Even though we can go a little slower. I'm going to go out a little further. I know it's cheating, but, you know, see this? I would definitely not feel comfortable. I mean, we can start heading over that way, like maybe like that, but we need to be, we're level of 3,600, by the way. That's what we're going to do. And the approach is still in the box, so I just got to get myself established. Sometimes when you don't follow their profile exactly, they dump you. They get rid of you. They stop talking to you. So let's hope that doesn't happen, but no way I'm going to be rushed like that. So I consider put myself on a base leg. Now the weather's down at Mins. Once again, if we got to go misapproach, it's going around flaps 15. Positive rate, gear up, set misapproach altitude, which will be 3,600 feet. 5 dB left-hand turn, track straight ahead pretty much. LNAV will nav it into the holding pattern, and hopefully the ILS will vector ourselves around for the ILS. I'm still not comfortable turning yet because it'll have a heck of a time doing it. So I'm going to get myself a little bit turned around here. Maybe I can cheat a little more. Yeah, I don't know how they have this set up. What about 240 heading? There's mountains out here, so I sure hope this map is correct. All right, let's go direct now. Direct. PPR. Direct. PPR. Insert. Up here, nav. And I think it's going to be pretty close. I'm going to put it in the 319 on the heading here. PPR is 6 miles out. Yeah, look at that. We're pretty much lined up outbound. So what I can go is on the profile, I'm going to go into attack mode. I'm going to go 180. And I'm going to try to go profile mode here. And I'm going to slow us down to 180.
Air Transat 8904, clear of UR, runway 12, speed 180 knots or less.
Clear the VR 12, 180 or less from Air Transat 894. Well, that's convenient. Let's go flaps 15. It's slowing down to 180. I'm going to go in here. Now, technically, we should be able to put in, I would put in just 2400. We should be able to put in all the way down to the MDA. I'm going to go 2400. We're going to profile descent. In other words, I should be able to put in all the way down to 400 as we're cleared the approach. It should make all those if it stays in profile descent, which should be lovely. I'll put in 300 just so it gets down to the MDA. Let's see if it does it. All right, there's PPR. We'll see if that works in a second, guys. Is it going to go? Here it goes. All right, so we're going to go out to 7 DME and down to 2350. Now, I am not proud. We will definitely be configured for the turn inbound, full flaps, everything. It's doing a nice job, and if you go to rows, yeah, nice. I'm very pleased. I'm going to set up the tracking outbound. I'm going to set up the inbound in case things go to doo-doo. 118 inbound. I know I'm tracking outbound and nav. I'm satisfied with my raw data. And I also have raw data up here if I want to use it. See the tail? 319. See how it's, the tail is saying we're on the 305? So that's wrong. Now this should start a continuous descent and never level off at 2350. See this descent speed? I'm going to actually go on here, and I want to get down even slower. I'm going to go 160. Get that on there.
Air Transat 894, over to the tower now, frequency 118.4. Bye-bye.
18.4 for Air Transat 894, bye-bye. There, it changed, just took a second. Tower, right? Air Transat 894 is for the VOR 12.
Air Transat 894, Tower, very good morning. Wind 100 at 10 knots, runway 12, clear through.
Clear to land 12 for Air Transat 894. All right, guys, so we're coming up on 7 DME, 2400, it's going good. All right, so got 160 in there, we can get more flaps. We'll go all the way to 3040 now. And 2400, we can go down to 2000 once we're established inbound. It's doing a nice job. So what we've got here is altitude set. All right, good. I think I'm going to set 140 here. 135. 135. Let's see if it works. Flaps 3040, before landing checklist complete. Do we have it before landing checklist? Let me see here. After takeoff, line up after landing. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So just got to make sure that my spoilers are armed. And I think they are. Yep, brakes are medium. All right, once it's established inbound, it should go down to 2,000. You can go to rows. Yeah, I consider it established inbound, so it should be going down to 2. We got to get into 60 ME. It's definitely established inbound. Nope. Okay, that's not good. It just went TOGA on me. Autopilot, auto throttles are off, and I'm going to go follow this down. I'm going to go vertical speed, 800 down, right, going down to 300. And I'm going to bring the speed all the way back to 132. Auto throttle's back, flying it on down. There's the runway right out there, guys. So yeah, something went wrong there. It was 700 down. Yeah, just ignore that stuff up there. I'm gonna go flight directors off. Looking outside. Autopilot, auto throttles off. Yeah, it went TOGA on me, so should be about 62% to hold our glide slope. And I want to do 132. Get my preset set. I'm not going to use that. 132 is our speed. You know, I think we can go flight path angle and go 2.5 down. Three down. See that little arrow here? This is cool. I'm going 132, by the way. The top of that is a 3-degree glide path. Top of that little angle on top of the on the horizon mark. That's 3.5. There's 132. Should be about 60-something%. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but fortunately we would have had to go Mr. Projo if we were IMC, but we're BFR, so we're able to do it. Let's try 62%. Left-hand turn off, right? Lucked out on the weather, would have been a mist.
700 minimum.
Red over white, and that little bar, there's a 3-degree glide path. Right on the horizon is a 3-degree glide path. Isn't that cool? I like it.
200. Seat brake. 100. Seat brake. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 9.
And let's get the center line. Reverse. No big hurry here. Coming out of reverse.
Yeah, Transat 8904, vacate left, and the taxi stand 8, so we shoot a nice layover.
Air Transat 894, vacate left and stand 8. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, so left here and then a right on Romeo. We'll do this little after landing flow maybe. Here. After landing. Isn't that cool? We're going to retract the speed brakes, do all that. You can hear all the switches going. Brake temps high. Yeah, I probably could have taken my time stopping. Brake fans are on. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know why we had it in profile. We had the minimum set, and instead of descending down to 2,000 for the FAF, it started going to TOGA power on me. No big deal. We just VMC. We could turn off the autopilot, auto throttle.
Hi guys, JB. Welcome to Guadalupe, Le Airport. I hope you enjoyed this very short flight operated by Air Transat due to a diversion, sorry. And any question or comments, feel free to join us on the Discord channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well for all the latest news. See you very soon for another scenario. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, oh, I see what's going on, guys. It's stuck in reverse. That's a simism. Because we certainly are out of reverse here. Yeah, it's in reverse. So let's do this. Let me go back here. See if that works. There we go. Yeah, it's just the same as. All right, so stand 8. We're trying to figure that out. That's weird. I don't know what that was. We got the brake fans high. You know, we have brake fans over here. Turn that on. We use those a lot in the Airbus, as I recall. All right, and should have been starting the APU up here. She's got to start it for me. We're looking for gate 8. Yeah, I think I'm going to send this one to JP. Gate 8's up in here. Yeah, mystery solved. It's stuck in reverse. Got a Harrier jet here at Guadalupe, Pointe-de-Pitre. What is that thing? The Cirrus or something? F-22. That probably could have let it roll out a little bit, guys. Might have been a better idea. Let's see how these guys are all waiting here. I think that's gate 8 over there, but we're going to go ahead and turn in here. I think gate 8's actually down there. Yeah, it is down there. Even though those guys are here, right? Let's not do that. That's gate 8. That's funny, we had the crew for different gate. We'll park at this one over here. One with the MasterCard symbol on it. Yeah, if we look at the parking diagram, always a mystery. Parking spot, gate 8. It's way down on this end. Second to last gate, so it's this one right here. I'm going to go in, outside here, see if I can find this gate. Yep, that's it. This parking is too small for your aircraft, I'm sure. No doubt. What we got over here? DC-3 or DC-6? DC-3. Yeah, gate 8's the one that is at the angle, I think. So, go right in here. Looks like it's happy. So what are we at? We're going to be an hour 55 or so on the flight. I'll definitely have it time-stamped. Self-critique, I don't know, pretty good. Kind of liked it. We can take a look at the after-landing report if you want. I'm sure I didn't get a grease job. A little bit left the center line. Wasn't long, that's for sure. Let's go back inside. Got an agent, that's a good sign. Got an agent. I think that's good, right about there. What do you think? Brakes are parked. Seatbelt sign is off. APU is running. Choppy engines. And I'm going to do the parking checklist. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to click my little trigger. Sounds disgusting. Shutdown checklist. Okay, then I'm going to go to GSX. And I'm going to go request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Yeah. Looks good. All right, so everything's getting shut down. Checklist is being run for me. Brake temps are still a little high. Leave those running. Let's go in here. Here. Shutdown checklist after landing. We did that. And close it. Yeah, we'll shut it down. Why not? Let's just shut it down. And what I'm going to do is go back. Maybe we can see some people complaining. And there they go. Hi, guys. Very little, Captain. Very little, Captain. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Looks like they're all gone. All right, guys. Where are you? Oh, your way. Sorry. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. All right, guys. Let's get out of here. There you are, Guadalupe, Pointe-de-Pitre. FSiPanel profile, St. Martin to Pointe-de-Pitre. Complete. I think it came out pretty good. Let me check one thing here. Let's go back inside. Go FSiPanel, setup, options, landing report. You have one? Nah. Well, maybe I have to shut it all the way down to do a landing. Hang on a second. We'll try that. And it can't do that because it's still complaining. So we did the after landing. We did the shutdown. Yeah, I'm not sure if you have to do the after landing in order to do it. Yeah, probably have to shut down. Okay, let's get out of here. Father Time's out. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe, like, notifications, join the Discord, be my best friend. All right, we're out from Pointe-de-Pitre, Guadalupe. Father Time is out. Thanks a lot, guys.